art, comedy, pop culture, and much more. ACPN.
So, the Yule Log.
Yes.
Log.
Wait a second. What is the Yule Log? If you go to IMDb, there is no Adult Swim Yule Log. It's now the Fireplace.
I found that out last night. Yeah.
There's been a point of contention between a lot of us, and a friend of ours, Jim, was saying, I think in a few places there was this, is it the Yule Log? Is it the Fireplace?
Is it
Well,
the staircase?
I'm actually encouraging that just for the press, if you know what I mean. To me, Adult Swim is a family. I tell people I'm a journeyman actor because I served an indentured apprenticeship with Adult Swim. I came on board their TV show, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, because I had a high forehead and I could mount some horns. And I just became friends with them, and they start tossing me a line now and then. And then when Casper offered me the Too Many Cooks thing, it just like, boom, So yeah, so whatever they want, I don't care.
Yeah,
As long as you get that paycheck and you have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Call it
And
whatever
you're
you
so
want.
good at it. You're really good at running around with a machete or cutting up meat or whatever it was you were doing in the Yule Log / Fireplace.
The Fireplace.
Again, it's from all the experience with the 2-year-old. It just
What I was actually doing in Yule Log was eating vanilla ice cream,
Just sitting in a chair.
just hanging out.
flipping a remote. Now Casper Kelly has a devious mind.
Oh yeah.
So if you look at the end credits, it says the killer, William Tokarsky.
Right.
Yes.
Now you guys, oh yeah, the killer from Too Many Cooks right now. But the people that don't aware of that are now going back and saying, well, who was this killer kind of thing, because they tend to take these things apart and find little, okay. Are you guys fans of Casper's work?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
I think
The
I've watched.
cheddar goblin commercial from Mandy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you look at the label on the pimento cheese that the mother was eating?
No way.
Oh yeah, there's your other big Easter egg.
That's I
awesome.
have to go back and watch that one because I think that's the only one I haven't watched. I watched Danny Ketchup. I've watched Cooks. I've watched the video game one. And
Yeah, Cheddar
Fireplace.
Goblins, I mean, it's hard because it's not its own entity. It's within Mandy, but yes, that's incredible.
Mm.
No, I thought
Wow.
the actress that did that was terrific with the
Oh yeah.
pimento. I mean, the casting was unbelievable. I actually read for Little Man in the Fireplace.
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
glad they didn't book me because Charles Green, the guy that did it, is a good friend of mine.
Mhm.
And I thought he was fantastic. I mean, he just
He was.
It was really good.
That
That's
was-
a great blend of like the straight man, but like, oh no, there's something off here. Like
With a thread of evil just under the
Yes.
surface.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he was good. I like that. No, I have not thought about Cheddar Goblin in a while, so thank you for bringing me back to that.
well, that's the other Easter egg that I found.
Mhm.
So, and
Yeah,
I
there's gotta be
myself
so
am
much
an
more.
Easter egg in there. Most people, most reviews don't recognize that I'm in it. It's just, and I think that was done on purpose. And that's
Yeah.
just peachy keen.
Which
it's
is
a treat for a sharp eye, for sure. It tests if you're paying attention or not.
It does.
and it's funny though because it's either IMDb or Letterboxd is the new thing where people could review their own like TV shows and movies, and they have the Yule Log, the logo, and then the only other photo is the one frame of you in the fireplace.
I put that in.
Oh,
There you go.
Hey, I've also got a book out there called Shameless Self-Promotion for Dummies.
oh,
I,
Point.
it's
Perfect.
just a phony. It's just a phony.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
I would have bought it. I would have bought it. I would have plugged it.
Uh, IMDb is slow to pick up, and so when someone puts a program in, like yesterday there were 20 actors. Now there's 45 actors. I just looked at the page, so it's become popular a little bit. So everybody's going to self-submit themselves. I have learned early to self-submit yourself and put that first picture in and call it a poster, and they'll put it up with the
That's
cover.
good.
That's clever. I didn't know that.
I think Swim took it down.
Did
After
they?
after I first started acting, I met a young man. His name was Chris Kelly, no relation to Casper Kelly. But long story short, a lot of short little films just trying things out. And my job was to put them in IMDb. So we made Home for the Holidays, which was a creepy Santa, and a bunch of different weird things, which, you know, hey, that set my brand, I guess. I don't know. The worst one, I think, is William, which is which someone else did. But long story short,
Brian Lanano, yeah.
God damn it.
I have
That-
nightmares.
Yes.
Not for the squeamish. Let's put it that way.
No. Takes a
But-
strong stomach.
But so anyway, I learned how to use IMDb. And actually, if you do use IMDb a lot, IMDb grants you the title of trusted submitter. So then you can
wow.
start submitting things and they don't double back check you.
Huh.
Major programs, when a producer puts it in, he'll put it in where people that submit have to show either a call sheet or a contract to get their credits. So it's a strange world. It's just, you know, it's a part of shameless self-promotion. And today's age, it used to be you had to be able to act. I can't act, you know. So all I do
I
is
beg to differ.
As
well,
do we
I
I
all.
love
appreciate
you
that.
as Len.
Well, thank you so much. I'll bet you like Johnny Cash as a singer.
I do.
The reason Johnny Cash and I are parallels is Johnny Cash, when he started, was a lousy musician and had about 3 chords, and his band stunk. And together they created some songs that had a unique style. And the style was because they had no skill. I'm the same way. What I do with Len is short, sweet, and usually to the point. And the nice thing about the people at Welcome to Flatch is they let me improvise. In fact, they encourage it. So I can do that. Now I frustrate the hell out of some directors sometimes, and season 1 script supervisor I could just see it in her eyes. They got a new one this year. I think she's on drugs. She don't care. She just says, "Oh, it's Len. Never mind. Don't worry about it." But yeah, it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's and it's what I do. You know, I mean, I'm not going to do. If I got more than 1 page of dialogue, my agent won't give me it. You know, I mean, for me to get a series like I got was strange. You know, because usually, well, what it is, the Welcome to Flatch people came out with a brand new idea. Now I play Len, and you know that Len is a dim-witted curmudgeon with a slight drinking problem. So normally what a casting agent would do was try to find an actor, a strong actor that could play a dim-witted curmudgeon with a slight drinking problem. But what they did this time is they says, hell, just go hire a dim-witted curmudgeon with a drinking problem. And, you know, so it's like, it's very realistic.
I don't know about a curmudgeon, but you're not dim-witted.
Oh, I'm losing it every day. I'm losing it.
And it's not a drinking problem. And I think you've said that a couple of times.
The only
no
time
problem
I have a
drinking.
drinking problem is when I can't get a drink.
Mhm,
There you go.
exactly. When the bottles are empty.
So
Wow.
William, I guess the one question that I would have is take us through your process of doing the one scene for the Yule log, and then if you can give your, I guess, what you thought of the Yule log as a whole.
All right, I'll tell you the whole story. I I was contacted. I read for Little Man, so I knew something about the story, what it was going to be like. And so I had a conversation with Casper Kelly, the lead, Zoe. A friend of mine wanted to play the lead, heard about it. So I hit Casper up. I said, "Hey, bud," I said, "I got a friend of mine that would really be interested in this role." He got back to me. He says, "I'm familiar with her and I really love her, but it was a black girl they wanted. So, and she was a white girl. But he says, oh, but by the way, I have a very small part for you, just a little bitty cameo. We're going to have fun with them." And I says, "Okay, no problem. I'm on board." So and you guys, especially Adult Swim is notoriously cheap on the front end, paying people no money at all. I've never talked to anybody else to see how much of a budget, but Casper makes stuff for nothing. And as far as I know, there were no low budget payments to the SAG actors, because it was SAG actors that worked it. But the offer I got was from a production that says, "We would like to have William come work for probably 2-3 hours. It won't be much of a day. And since there's no dialogue, we'd like to offer him
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
which is SAG rate for background work plus 10%. So I talked to my agent. I says, "Well, I tell you what," I says, "the reply you give him back is, I would be happy to do that for Casper with no problem at all. But I am on avails for season 2 of Welcome to Flatch. So if they want to lock me, just go ahead and, give me a SAG contract." And the next day they sent me a SAG contract.
No
So,
shit.
Hey,
nice.
there you
Wow.
go.
I think they wanted the scene, but they've always try to lowball money wise in the front end.
Sure.
And I don't blame them. But Adult Swim's gone through a lot of changes.
Oh,
Yeah.
not
All-
just
A rough
Swim, the
5
whole
years here,
Warner
whatever.
Brothers, and even when I went to Comic-Con and it's like, oh, you're doing the interview for the Aqua Teen movie, but it's through Warner Home Video versus Adult Swim, and I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
It's
But I'll tell you what,
little sticky.
Warner pays residuals a whole lot easier than Adult Swim did when
Oh,
they
I
were
bet.
doing it on Hulu and things like that.
They
So
got the
Warner's got
coffers.
its good sides to it. But so at any rate, I got the role and I was told to go to a little place called it's a little studio in Decatur, Georgia, basically a green screen, and Electromedia. Okay, told you I can't remember shit.
Yeah.
Which
That's-
is
that's
tough when
not
you're
a-
an actor, all right?
that's not an age thing though, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think-
That's a beer thing.
I will be 75 next month, so
Oh boy.
cheers.
yeah. Cheers.
Salute.
But so I showed up, and Charles Green and the guy that he first pulls into the fireplace are there, and they're shooting some of their scenes, and they dress me up like my Too Many Cook killer and give me a little thing of vanilla ice cream and say, "I want you to sit in a recliner, eat ice cream, and flip the channels." And I did that for about a minute and a half, and they says, "Perfect, thank you."
Yeah.
Thanks, that was it. I was out.
Wow.
Hey, $193 for
That
2 minutes
is
work
Oh, yeah.
that's the dream
And
right
free ice
there.
cream.
and
Come
free ice
on.
cream. Yeah.
There you go.
Now, for as much press as this has gotten, I'm sure this will pay some residuals, although home box office is terrible on streaming residuals. I mean, they're just,
Well, they're going through a lot of cluster, what's too.
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
they're still deciding on a name for the new service coming out next year.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
They're gonna call it supposedly they're gonna call it Max.
Just Max?
That's the rumor is they're getting rid of the HBO. They're
Oh,
folding
okay.
Discovery Plus since it's Warner Brothers Discovery now,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be Max.
Okay.
And
I don't have HBO Max. I'm old. I have cable, and I have Max, and I have Showtime, and I have on demand, which is basically the same thing as streaming. So normally I can do that, or I can record. I really screwed up on Adult Swim with Yule Log. I wasn't going to stay up 11:30 and watch it. So I set my recorder to record it, and I recorded it, and it recorded the first 30 minutes, and that was it. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh shit, now
damn it.
what? But I
Mm.
found out that I could go on to the Adult Swim link
Their
on your
actual website. Yeah.
Oh,
on
on their website. yeah.
website, and if you have a cable service that has it,
Yep.
you can pull up that show and watch it with
Mm.
8.5 million commercials, but
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
and you can't fast forward
Eh.
commercials. So I actually got to watch it today complete.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
I,
nice.
I watched the first 30 minutes the next day and then cried for a while trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Because like I say, HBO is in transition.
Mm.
Adult Swim is in transition. Mike Laszlo, the man that created, is gone.
Mhm.
And his number two, who I worked for, Keith
Crawford,
yes, Keith Crawford is gone.
he's gone. yeah.
Um,
All new
So
people.
I have one friend left in the management end, and that's about it. So I don't know. Well, no, maybe two. There's two women. There's two women that are producers. I'm still friends with, but it's strange. So I don't know what direction they're going in. I've told people what's happened to Adult Swim is Adult Swim has owned by the same people that own HBO. And when they go down the ladder, HBO says, we want all the live action. That's why there is no more Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. We were supposed to do a 45-minute wrap for the whole series.
Mhm.
It was written and everything. And no, it's gone. But now we've got the animated shorts.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
was
don't know.
gonna
What's your
say, like,
opinion on those?
I love it because it's the same content in the end. Everybody gets to be involved, and it's going to be so much easier to produce and get everybody to be a part of it. Like, I don't know. I think it might be the way to go, especially when you say like Adult Swim being like tighter with the budgets and everything. It's like, yeah, this kind of solves a lot of problems.
The other idea is I can probably live forever. Did you notice Johnny and DC are back? They were
I didn't
in-
notice.
Huh? They were in it. They
I
haven't-
watched them. I watched them because they kept the way they published them on YouTube. They put them out like maybe
One a day or
half.
whatever it
No,
was.
it was like they put the whole 7 or 8 episodes out
8
like,
episodes.
within like an hour or two.
Oh,
So I was watching them, and I was watching them during work, which I normally do. So I have to go back and see that. That's really cool.
Yeah, Johnny and DC are back in episodes. I don't think they got any dialogue. I had dialogue in episode 8. I shoulder work or whatever it was, and it's hard to recognize me in that one. Although I was in a few other ones without dialogue, which was what I did as a player over there. So
yeah.
I'm happy to do anything for Adult Swim, because if it wasn't for Adult Swim, I'd be working as a crossing guard somewhere right now, or driving a
Mhm.
school bus, or because I can't sit home and do nothing.
Mm,
Right.
Well, and it's anything to keep the ball rolling with them and keep the spirit alive and keep whatever kind of momentum we can, so it doesn't just die completely. But yeah,
But there's a lot of people that love that show, and I think
right here.
right now Casper has made this film Yule Log, also known as The Fireplace,
Fireplace.
and it looks like a success. I don't know.
It's a hit for sure.
When we did Cooks was never artificially inseminated. It was never tried to make a hit out of it. It became a hit.
Mhm.
Whereas there is a concerted effort. I was given media.
So, like, I guess I have a question about the whole Yule Log / Fireplace. Where the hell did that come from? I didn't hear anything about it, and all of a sudden, John's like, "Dude, you got to watch this."
It was super secret. The Kelly started it probably last Christmas when he watched a Yule Log and says, "Wouldn't it be neat if some legs walked through?" And he just basically, that's what he started with, and he started playing with it. And to be honest, I didn't know all the twists and turns until I actually watched it. And I mean, I am impressed,
Oh yeah.
It's a full-blown movie.
It's
right.
Yeah.
And what I was getting at earlier was, I think now, and I think this will be a success because it's getting a lot of movement. So if he raises his hand and says, "Hey, I'd like to make a movie, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell," someone will put up the money and do it, and it'll,
I didn't know. See, to your point there, I didn't know where the Yule Log was going. And I thought it was going to be some gag at the end where we cut to hell and it's all you guys and Satan going, "Oh, this is how we would do a Yule Log." And then Your Pretty Face, the movie. Exactly.
And he might do that, I mean, the boy has got a fertile mind. We did, you guys are aware of Too Many Cooks the musical.
Mhm.
Yeah. When we did that, he had all the ideas of what they were going to do with it. Although he didn't write it, someone else actually wrote it because he was so damn busy at the time.
Yeah.
So he's got a fertile mind, and there's a lot, know.
And the fact that he's been with, I mean, the first thing, I don't know if you're familiar with Stroker and Hoop, but he was co-creator on that, and that was just that was a wild show. And to this day, I am really disappointed that they ended on a cliffhanger.
Now, I haven't had this full discussion with him, but I asked him, "What was you first started recording with?" And he said, "Porn." He was doing porn.
Why not?
Hey, you learn your camera angles.
You got to start somewhere.
So I said to him, I says, "So is that why you're interested in me?"
All right.
Hey, work is work.
Yeah.
Gotta eat.
So my last question about the Fireplace: where would the Fireplace 2 go, do you think?
What's the possible thread for the sequel here?
Yeah.
The caverns of your mind, I mean, that's the thing about Cooks and other things that he's done. He leaves so much of it up to you to feel. It's like the difference between reading a book and watching a movie. You can just decorate the whole, in a book. So he has got that skill where he can write a story, produce it, direct it, and still make you a participant of it. I always used to tell people Adult Swim plays to short attention span folks who are not broadcast to, but broadcast with. In other words, they become, you have a relationship with those folks. That's a good TV or a movie when you develop a relationship. My latest film or TV show that I love right now is George and Tammy. Have you seen that yet?
No.
It's on Showtime. It's a 6-episode miniseries of the trials and the love affair between George Jones, country western singer, and Tammy Wynette, and their subsequent divorce and breakup, and the stories told by their only child. She'd been married a couple of times, he'd been married a couple of times, and they had one child. But it's a great story. It's that deal where I get personally involved with these folks, you know. So, and that was
Matt, you're gonna
filmed
love
in
it.
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, just down the road.
Yeah.
You got Walton Goggins in there, Matt. Just for you.
Oh, we got Michael Shannon too, and he's
Yep.
awesome.
Please.
The interesting part was Josh
True.
Brolin was supposed to play that role,
Oh wow.
Okay.
but Josh
that's-
Brolin got involved in another film that you probably never heard about called Brothers.
I thought you were gonna say Deadpool 3.
No,
A little
I
indie film.
okay, I'm going to deny ever saying this when you play it. There's a film coming out. It probably loosely made on Schwarzenegger and DeVito's film, and it's Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage.
Oh my
I
God.
did hear about this movie.
The twins
And yours truly is Peter Dinklage's cellmate.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I see that.
And it's about as long as I was in Yule Log, but it's, you know.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Fraser too. Huh.
Yes, actually, all right, I'll tell you the scene. Brandon Fraser is the prison guard, and he comes to get Dinklage released, and I used to supply a service to Dinklage, and I asked him if he wanted one more for the road.
So you were the little spoon in that scenario.
I just read the dialogue. You know, what can I say?
We want one for the road.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty
That was
funny.
Excellent. Hell yeah.
But yeah, a lot of strange things occur. You know, but
That's just the tip of the iceberg, I'm sure.
yes,
Shit.
and I filmed my scene in October of 2021, so it's been in post for forever. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably looking for the right window and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Timing is everything nowadays.
Mm.
Especially probably the watch and wait of the whole theater scene and seeing if we're gonna make it a major release or keep it to streaming.
Yeah.
Like it's gotta be such a thing for everybody.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Trish.
she's back.
Trish is coming back.
all right, we can't talk about her anymore. All right,
Uh-oh.
Shit.
stop,
All right.
stop talking about her. She's coming back.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I'm sure you were all saying nice things.
No, they were telling the truth.
No, we were just talking about, Yule Log and things in between and you have any other questions, Trish, you could think of?
Yes, do you have some questions?
Oh, God. I don't know. I mean, we've already covered your favorite kind of cat. So
Oh, no, we're not. We don't
most
go. We
important
don't go
things.
backwards on this show, Trish.
hey, would anyone be interested in adopting 3 cats that live in our garage?
No.
if I lived closer. I mean, we're kind of close, but not close enough.
I mean, just drive down here. You live in Eugene, right?
No, Portland.
Oh, Portland.
It's still like 6-7 hours for me. So
Yeah, I don't think Mama and the babies would like that.
Like I said, I work at a cat shelter, so we can always take them in if we need to.
Yeah,
Gotta
well,
get
they're
away from Virginia.
feral. The babies are more feral. The mama came in once.
Ah,
Aw.
One of the babies came in too and got freaked out when I picked her up to put her outside.
All right, William, it's on you now.
I have a 14-year-old cat,
oh,
And-
senior.
and she don't share.
They don't usually.
No.
Dogs or cats.
Yeah.
I have a 3-year-old handsome boy. That's what I got. My handsome beagle basset hound mix. So no cats here. the cats will end up like chew toys.
Our doggy crossed the Rainbow Bridge a while ago.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry to hear
No,
that.
it's fine. It's fine. I got the 2-year-old now, so he's
Oh,
just as
nice.
active.
very
Nice.
nice.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yes. And I have been told no dogs until there's other arrangements with a 2-year-old, you know.
Oh
But
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
Mm.
I do have a question. Are you hoping to star in any more upcoming Adult Swim things? Like, can we see more of you, or is this it for now?
I know of nothing at Adult Swim, but I have friends there. So, you know, I mean, this came up. My agent my agent had me an audition for it, which I didn't book, but Casper wrote me that little part, which was fun, you know.
Mm.
Mhm.
And I'll always be a part of the cast, you know. So yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
gonna tell you what, there was some fantastic acting in there. I was
Mm.
Yes.
There
really
was.
blown away.
Absolutely.
I
It
blown
was.
away.
It was.
I mean, like the first couple of scenes with the couple that go on single cut
Yes.
forever.
Mhm.
Like 15 minutes of them having a like long, drawn out emotional conversation. It's just like,
Mhm.
holy shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the girl Andrea.
Mhm.
There's a movie I did for an improv troupe here called Dad's Garage,
Mhm.
called How to Ruin the Holidays. It's a Christmas movie.
Oh boy.
And I play about as much as I did in Yule Log, but I play a surly senior in a bar where she's performing as a comedian.
Mm.
Excellent.
Very cool.
But at any rate,
Now, was that one acting or was that just natural too?
that's natural. You know,
Just
I've
showed up for
noticed,
that one.
and every time I do something, they like to put a beer in front of me.
Weird.
Now, they gave me ice cream on Yule Log, but
Mhm.
I would have surprised they didn't give me a beer.
Yeah, what the heck?
Ah.
It's
Now, when
is
they
it
give
not
you-
in the writer? What's going on here?
I'm friends with the writer.
When they give you these beers, are these like Hollywood non-alcoholic beers or like actual just here, drink a beer?
I did something with Schwarzenegger, and we were all supposed to be in a strip club, and I forget what movie it was because he's made so many, but and I was an extra on the movie, but I'm supposed to be drinking a beer while, you know, watching the strippers. So this is a closed down strip club, and they send a production assistant out to buy some beer, and he brings back a case of PBR in bottles. And so
Ooh.
they take it behind the bar, and the extra that's playing a bartender is told to dump out the beer and put water in it. And I went up to him, I said, Chico.
Yeah, no.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
So
Nope.
it's not always water. You know,
No.
they like to say it is,
Mm.
mostly for insurance purposes, but it's
Mm.
not always
Mhm.
water.
That was the thing with Cheers, the myth or the word on the street with that one. It was always non-alcoholic beer or something, and then it would sprinkle salt in it to make it foam up and give it a head every now and then.
Hmm.
That was something I
Hmm.
remember hearing back in the day.
I
But-
did a Carbonaro effect, the hidden camera thing.
Oh yeah.
And they used O'Doul's to put the brewery's label on it, you know.
Oh,
But yeah, they use, and you know, what can I
Whatever.
say?
yeah. If
Yeah.
it tastes like beer, if it tastes like vanilla ice cream, it's water.
Close enough, I guess.
Close enough.
Not really, but close enough.
Yeah.
They
William,
gave you
the-
0 sugar vanilla ice cream, but you know, it's it's close enough.
That's funny.
So William, the one speaking of movies, the one I'm curious about because I've been trying to help you push this one. Have you ever heard back from James Gunn about Guardians?
Oh,
No.
oh,
I actually worked as an extra on James Gunn's Suicide Squad
Oh,
nice.
oh, that's
yeah.
right.
as a prisoner.
Oh.
And Dustin Mulchin or whatever his name, one of the lead actors,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
was a Cooks fan.
Oh,
I'm there to see if I can get Gunn to put eyes on me, and you know, you follow what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a game that, as anybody who wants to work as an extra, when you go on set, before you go there, you go look up who the director is, and then you make sure sometime during that day you find that guy and you and him put eyes, because if he decides he needs a guy that looks like you, he knows he's got one because he saw you.
Mhm.
But anyway, I wanted to meet Gunn, but Mulchin was a Cooks fan, and I told him all about Cooks, what he did, the whole thing, and I told him exactly why I was there. And he says, I'll mention it to James Gunn. Great. So I get out to stand as one of 800 whatever prisoners, whatever. And the first words out of Gunn's mouth is, we got too many damn Easter eggs in this film now. And that's great. So then later, they made a press release where I'm standing behind looking over someone's shoulder. And I don't know if Gunn did it or some PR guys, but it was the Cooks, so.
That's awesome.
Good.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
And you don't know about Brothers. We talked about it while you weren't here, but there's a film
Trish.
called Brothers coming out with Peter Dinklage and Josh Brolin. And what is her name? Famous female actress. I hate this. But so I play a role with Josh.
Portman?
Say again?
Natalie Portman?
No.
Glenn Close.
Glenn Close. Thank
Glenn
you
Close.
so
There
much.
it is.
Thank you, IMDb.
Yeah.
Right,
Glenn, yeah,
exactly.
you're quicker than I am. Glenn Close is in it also, though I didn't do a scene with her. But so we're in a prison, and I'm playing Peter Dinklage's cellmate, and they're doing some publicity shots where Peter Dinklage and Glenn Close are standing in front of the rail of the prison thing, and I come up and photobomb them. The photographer kept shooting, never said a word. So I looked for that to show up one day.
That's out there somewhere.
Probably.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
All right.
So, all right.
It's covered in chapter 4 of my book, Shameless Self-Promotion.
Well, hey, if you ever need narration, I'd love to do the audiobook.
There you go.
Very good.
Last question.
All right.
There we
The
go.
holidays are coming up. What are you doing?
Our family, I have a son that lives in Savannah, Georgia.
Mhm.
I have a daughter that lives in Columbus, Georgia.
Mhm.
I have a granddaughter going to University of Tennessee. I have a grandson still in high school. And my oldest granddaughter is now a mother of a little 2-year-old. And,
Mm.
My wife is going to be hosting everybody for Christmas Day at our house.
Oh, wow.
That's wonderful.
Well,
That sounds very nice.
we sort of take turns. We were at Columbus with my daughter for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So and I think we spent Christmas last year in Savannah with my son. So we just sort of like rotate around and,
Oh,
and
that's
visit.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
My wife's sister will come visit us right after the holidays. We're just family and friends. And the business is very slow this time of year. There's
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
usually very little going on. Not
Mhm.
that I work that much. But I'm hoping for season 3 of Welcome to Flatch.
Please.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fingers
And
crossed.
And
It's
hopefully
a really
more.
good show.
And hopefully more at Swim. I was going to say Swim. I think we've been alluding to the whole, that there is a lot of transition, but
Yeah.
he went. The guy who's in charge now did a piece for Variety, and he said he wants to bring Adult Swim back to
Right.
where it was.
Got to.
And
Yeah.
I apparently Casper has his ear. And if Casper
I
wants to
think-
make-
I think they're. I think they work together on. I think Casper might have worked on Birdman.
if Casper has his way, he will make Your Pretty Face the film.
This is gonna be the spark. Like
Mhm.
the Yule Log Fireplace, like this is it. Like this is
Mhm.
gonna be a tipping point for sure. Like,
You know what I'm scared of for as far as Swim goes is that other people will reach in and snatch him.
Ah,
Yeah.
Casper.
always
Mhm.
potential.
Ah,
See,
feel like Cooks was so successfully, I don't know, I guess, acclaimed. I
Yes.
guess is the right word. That
Yes.
I think someone would have snatched him up by now.
He's definitely, he seems like a very loyal guy though too.
Yeah.
Like he knows
Yes.
where his bread is buttered and who got him to where he is.
Well, he does not work for Swim. He is an independent contractor now.
Oh yeah, of
Right.
course.
We made Cooks. He was a Swim employee.
Yeah, but I can't see him saying no to working with them
Hmm.
out of any other reasons, unless like literally just
Yeah, like if James Gunn now that
Contractually or
James Gunn is on DC Comics goes, oh, Casper Kelly, I want you to work with us.
Yeah, here's a bucket of money.
I don't see that.
Let me tell you, there is nothing like a big budget film. It's just amazing the difference on set. The only big budget film I worked and had something to do with was Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Mhm.
I was hired for one day to do one scene. And I did that one scene and we did it from one angle. Tornado came through. Everybody had to leave the building and go in the basement, whatever. We come back, we lost 4 hours. The assistant director said, hey, can you come back tomorrow? We've got this overhead camera on cables like to do at the football field. We're going to run that scene today because that's a tough camera. And we'll do yours tomorrow. Overnight, the director wrote another scene for me and Kevin Hart. I spent 3 days with Kevin Hart on that scene. It never made the cut. They just didn't
Oh
use
my
it.
god.
And then I
No.
spent 4 more days with second unit because that's when they do all the stunts. So they can either find a stunt man to stand around and look like me or hire me. I was on 7 one-day contracts.
Wow.
So like
Amazing.
when I'm working at Flatch, I'm working a weekly rate,
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
so it's like, they do what they want with you during those 7 days. But big budget, they don't care. They got money to do whatever. I got $750 in meal penalties because instead of us going back and eating, a production assistant would come and say, Mr. Tokarsky, here's a menu. Pick what you'd like and I'll bring it to you. It's like, yeah, there's a penalty for that. Yeah.
Of course. Always a catch.
Love it.
That's fun.
It's fun.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Amazing.
William, thank you so much for hanging out with us, chatting about the Yule log. It was a
Flash.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Go to HBO Max and see Yule Log.
Mhm.
If you don't have HBO Max, Amazon, you can buy it for $2.99 and no commercials. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. I was fixing to do that till I found I could see it on Adult Swim's website. But go for it. It's a
Vote
worth
with your
watch.
dollars.
Yeah, I'm not a horror fan, although I've made a few horror movies. I enjoyed this. It kept me on my edge as to what the hell is going to happen next.
And the fact that people were saying, oh, it's only going to be like 30 minutes. I'm like, no, a regular Yule log is the full 2 hours. I think this is going to be a full-blown movie. And sure enough,
91 minutes.
Yeah. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your time, William.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you
I
so
appreciate
much.
it anytime.
And Merry
Keep fighting the
Christmas
good
and Happy
fight.
New Year.
Mm-hmm.
To you and yours.
All
All right.
bye,
Thank
gang.
you. Take
Take
care.
care, folks.